You're watching WWAY News Channel 3 at 5. Voted Best Newscast in the Carolinas with Chris, Kathy, John with sports, and Jerry with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Well, unfortunately, an unsettled end to the day for quite a few locations in southeastern North Carolina. We'll go ahead and jump into things here. This big yellow shaded area that you see, that represents the counties that are under the influence of the severe thunderstorm watch. That will remain in effect technically until 10 o'clock tonight. At the moment, this is where you find the zone of stronger thunderstorm activity extending from, well, just the extreme northern portion of Columbus County, but primarily into Bladen and extending north and east towards Sampson and Duplin County. We'll zoom in so you can get an idea for how everything is moving. You see a little bit of a wind shift starting to take place here, possibly some sea breeze influence, and as that works its way inland, it runs into these thunderstorms approaching from the north and just really ignites right here along this line. So this is our greatest axis of instability right now, and that's why all these thunderstorms are concentrating and sort of zeroing in on this zone. Most of the individual cells are moving from southwest up to the north and east here. We'll zoom into Bladen County. This is where we have one of our stronger cells, possibility at least of some small hail, certainly some gusty winds and dangerous lightning, and all this lifting to the north and east. So if you're watching us anywhere from in this red shaded area, you will be one of the places to be hit next, so to speak. We're talking about specifically Elizabethtown in the next 6 minutes or so, and maybe as far north and east as Sutton's Corner, and then eventually on over toward White Lake 2 in about another half hour or so, give or take a little bit if they maintain their current speed and intensity. A little farther up the road near the intersection of Duplin and Sampson County, we also have a strong thunderstorm complex centered over toward the Summerlin Crossroads area, and all this is moving again to the north and east. Here's a different perspective on how everything is evolving. Sometimes with this type of pattern, you initially get most of the action across the interior counties, and then later in the evening, sometimes it can reverse course and push some of the activity closer to the coast, and that is at least a possibility we may have to contend with. In any case, it was certainly hot enough for thunderstorms. We topped out at 100 degrees this afternoon. That was almost a record for this date, but not quite. The old record 102 set back in the 1970s. Right now we're in the mid-90s. Our dew point is at 69, our relative humidity at 43%, and everyone is just simply cooking outside at the moment. Heat indices well over 105 up to close to 110 degrees in some areas. But if you look up north, Roanoke has cooled down, Raleigh has cooled down. Some of that has to do with extra cloud cover, but a lot of it has to do with the approach of a cold front, which we would be nice if we could really get the front all the way just swinging through tonight and be done with it. But this one is going to slow down and eventually break down across the Carolinas. Here's the way things are panning out. You can see the numerous different severe and borderline severe thunderstorms, and we'll be tracking these throughout the course of the evening. But the frontal boundary itself is still north of our viewing area, and it's only slowly working its way to the south, and it never really pushes completely the way through. It's more or less going to become stationary over the next couple of days. That'll provide good focus for additional showers and thunderstorms, at least through about midweek. It doesn't mean it's going to rain every second. There might be a few peaks of sun in there too, but more times than not, it is going to be a more unsettled week than what we enjoyed last week, if you can call excessive heat something you would enjoy. Nothing going on in the tropics, though. We're fairly tropical system free in the open waters of the Atlantic. Most of the thunderstorms out there are a little too far south and kind of missing the sweet spot for development, so no hurricanes anytime soon. We have enough to deal with tonight, though, with some strong thunderstorms moving through. We'll keep an eye on things. Tomorrow, variably cloudy, more cloud cover than today, an unsettled day of weather, showers and thunderstorms likely. Coastal waters forecast mid-80s at the beaches, seas average 3 to 5 feet. Small craft urged to exercise caution. And your Storm Track 3 7-day extended forecast unsettled for Wednesday and Thursday, but we start to dry things out as we approach the weekend. And again, nothing tropically heading our way, but whenever we talk about hurricanes, what is the worst of the worst? It wasn't in the Atlantic, it was in the Pacific. Classes in session in the Atmosphere Academy. In the recorded history of Atlantic hurricanes, there have been many record setters, but all pale by comparison to a certain storm that formed in the Pacific Ocean in 1979. Its name was Typhoon Tip. With 10-minute sustained winds of 160 miles an hour and 1-minute sustained winds of 190 miles an hour, Tip's official intensity has never been matched. Even more impressive was the size of the storm. Measuring over 1,400 miles in diameter, tip covered an area nearly equal to half of the continental United States. The path took the storm through the Pacific directly into Japan. Thankfully, the storm weakened considerably before landfall, but still claimed 86 lives and millions of dollars in damage. Flooding rains occurred as far away as Andersen Air Force Base in Guam. Most impressive of all, the falling air pressure. TIP's low pressure reading of 25.69 inches has never been matched, and hopefully never will be. For the Atmosphere Academy, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Jackson. Class dismissed. You certainly don't want anything like that heading your way anytime. One quick update, the storms we were looking at over for Bladen and Robinson County, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect. No surprise there, but that official warning just coming out. We'll show you radar again coming up.
Okay,
it looks like
stay busy.
Yes.
Yeah, and we need that rain, so that's a good thing.
We do need the rain, yes.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Well, during an address from the White House today,